Hello, I'm Jim the Man, and today I will bring you SEGASONIC.ZIP. And unfortunately, I am a little sick. So if my voice doesn't sound exactly right in this video, that is why. I hope you enjoy my shitty attempt at reading the story, and remember to maybe like and subscribe. It might help me out. Today we bring a story about what happens when a prank goes wrong. One should always know when to quit. We all know that, however.
Some niggas, now we going to
What
war.
do you mean we? Nintendo?
No,
we?
nigga, we as in us.
Us? Are you talking about
No,
the movie?
nigga, us.
Sometimes the going wrong part is out of our hands for everyone involved. Let's start with a bit of backstory. Pandora is a stubborn woman, let's say in her mid-40s. She is nice to everyone, but she had a hard time taking advice or criticism. She had a
staunch,
I can do it myself
mindset, and while she is right a lot of the time, she almost never listened, even when she needed to hear the words being said to her. Pandora works in video game restoration. She runs a small business where she and her friends,
Gerard,
make modern ports of games that are considered outdated. They started this business roughly 2 decades ago, and their current project is Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, a game not many have played due to being exclusive to arcade. For this particular project, Pandora and Gerard decided to hire an intern. Sega Sonic is a pretty short game, so it'd be a good project to test out how they'd work with more people. They thought it'd be a good plan, so they hired a man named Kyle in his early 20s. He seemed pretty immature, but he was a big Sonic fan, and he seemed eager to work with Pandora and Gerard. The way they worked was pretty simple. When it was just Pandora and Gerard, one person would start on the port, and after they got some progress, they would pass it over to the other for them to make more progress. They'd repeat this process until the game was finished. They pretty much never changed this, so they tried it with Kyle. They had been working hard on the game for a couple of months, but it came about time for the finishing touches. Now, Kyle wasn't particularly fond of Pandora, for a good reason. Her work was mostly solid, wasn't perfect.
Oh, look, a gold coin. Oh boy, today's gotta be my lucky day. Hopefully nothing bad happens.
And there were commonly bugs found in her build.
Aaron, you gotta draw the line somewhere! Aaron, we gotta draw a fucking line in the sand, dude! Aaron, we gotta make a statement! You gotta look inside yourself and say, what am I willing to put up with today? Not fucking this!
Anytime Kyle tried to point these out to her, she dismissed him while criticizing Kyle's work, so he decided to have a bit of fun finishing up the port. He sent them the
supposedly
finished product and waited to hear back. Pandora and Gregor, I forgot to say his name already. Whatever. Seemingly both got the same thing, a file called SEGASONIC.ZIP. Pandora booted up the game, started by extracting the files, of course, and then opened it. The game's intro played, just as you expected it to, but Mighty wasn't present. And it's not like his graphics were bugged or something. Mighty just wasn't there. Pandora started a list of things that needed fixing, starting with the intro missing Mighty. Upon loading the characters selection screen, Mighty is missing from there too. Another bug for Kyle, Pandora assumed. She started the game as Sonic. The tutorial and the volcano
vault
started like normal, with Dr. Robotnik challenging Sonic to escape, doubting that his abilities to do so. Although, the constant, absurd
obstacle
chasing you through the levels seemed to be missing entirely. The feeling of having to hurry up was you could backtrack with no problem. Another bug. As Pandora approached the ending of the level, she sees Mighty. No idea why he's showing up here. When approaching him, the game acts like a cutscene begins. Mighty
initially
has his back turned to Sonic, but when Sonic gets closer to him, he turns around, looking normal until he suddenly starts to glow. His shell started to crack and get darker. His muzzle started to turn this dead flesh-looking color. His arms grew longer and his to a sharp point. And he kneels down like he's about to start running. Upon doing so, the game goes.
Are you ready? Go!
Romp appears, pointing directly opposed to the exit. This was more than a bug, Pandora thought. Kyle was doing this intentionally. As Mighty was charging up, Pandora quickly set Sonic back towards the beginning of the stage, even though some portions of the level normally become impossible to go back through in reverse, as Volcano Bolt slowly destroyed as you progress. Everything looked like it was
hastily,
repaired for you to go through it backwards. It was tough to navigate as the path was now more linear and narrow. Not much room to mess up. And on top of that, you had to do it quickly apparently. During the segment where you're standing on the scale waiting for the magma rock to launch you up, Mighty lands on you from above and sends Sonic launching, seemingly by mistake. Or maybe Pandora was just clever enough
It's because I'm so clever!
to outsmart him. That seemed to be a thought in her head for a second. When she got back at the beginning of the level, it looked to be dead, until she had thought, what if she was intended to go back to the ending after she reached the beginning? It would be really aggravating to run through this level 3 times, but Kyle clearly didn't care about her being aggravated. She waited for Mighty to get close before running around him and making a mad dash for the level actual exit again. There were a few close calls, but when she made it to the end of the level, the exit closed behind Sonic. Mighty stomped his foot angrily.
I'll try harder next time.
What had Kyle done to this game? After that, the level results screen played as normal. Instead of the level transition screen, Pandora is taken back to the character select. Sonic is just
silhouette.
Trying to select him again resulted in the text appearing across him reading,
This player needs rest.
Due to this, she was forced to choose Ray. Once he was selected, the level transition played as normal. Robotnik, instead of looking angry, looked nervous, sweating a little bit. When Ray's icon moved to icy icicles, like that.
Icy Isles.
Fuck you. Robotnik turned around. The rest continued as normal, although he chuckles in a way that obviously he's quite nervous. Like, not even he knows what just happened, or what will happen. After that, it was time for level 2, Icy Isles. The level, same as last time, started mostly normal. When it came time for Robotnik to yell,
I've got you now!
His sprite looked less enthusiastic, and he instead shouted,
Get a load of this, rodent!
The traps went on like normal until the end. Again, like last time, Mighty had his back turned until Ray approached him. Then he turned into that half-rotting Mighty again. Unlike Sonic, who seemed ready to fight, until Pandora was prompted to run away again. Ray immediately looked scared, like he wanted to run away. Just like before, Pandora was prompted to go the opposite direction of which she came. Back towards the beginning, it was pretty much the same as Volcano Vault. She just traversed the level backwards, but it was harder because of
portions
of the level that were broken were casually put back together. When she got to the ending, or rather the beginning, she had the same idea as last time. This really was starting to get on her nerves already, but she'd be damned if she let something
meant to get the best of her actually get the best of her.
After some really tight gameplay, Pandora eventually reached the end door ceiling behind Ray like last time. This time Mighty stomped again. When he turned to the screen, he does the same laugh and point thing.
I'll get you yet!
Before jumping off again, and the level finally ended in the results screen. The next level transition was the same as last time, except Ray needed rest instead of Sonic. The screen with Robotnik looking scared and nervous, chuckling, was the same as last time. Now for level 3, Desert Dodge. Just like you expected, the level was mostly normal, until the first enemy came in. Instead of Robotnik being the one to cause the trap at the beginning of the level, it seems that he was the one that released the big caterpillar-like robot. Except, instead of being Robotnik looking, it almost It looked almost fleshy, alive. It shared that rotting look with Mighty. At one point, while dashing through the level, she made a mistake, and Sonic fell into one of the sand whirlpools. When he fell in, instead of two pincers pulling him inside, it looked like a bunch of decomposing hands pulled him inside. He responded like normal, but yet it was another thing that caught her eye. There were quite a few stubborn challenges like that from here forward. Just like before, Sonic encountered Mighty at the end of the level, and it was a race to the finish. You know the deal by now. When Pandora reached the beginning, the ground seemed thinner than before, leaving less room for her to run around Mighty. She gave it one valiant attempt, but it
served
to be no use.
It's no use!
As Mighty catches Sonic. Mighty grabbed Sonic by the arms and threw him to a nearby rock. The screen flashed black before an impact can be seen, but a large crush can be audibly heard. Mighty appeared in the center of the
currently black screen.
Turns to the camera and begins
Cackle
at Pandora's failures, attempting at an exit.
I told you.
When all this is done, the cheery result screen plays. It was as if the game waited for all the horror to end before going back to flashy colors it should normally display, except something about it felt wrong right now. After being sent back to the character select screen, Sonic's silhouette was now missing an arm. The text no longer said, "This player needs rest." It now read, "This player needs to recover." Well, yeah, Pandora thought, of course you need time to recover from having your arm torn off.
I'm gonna rip you in half now.
That is such a juggernaut thing to say. Oh my god!
Not to mention whatever that crush was. Anyway, she's forced to pick Ray. During the level transition, Eggman looked like he was hunched over his device.
I got this fat ass nigga, bro.
What the fuck are you about to do? You know what? You should just fall over a fucking cliff.
Hyperventilating. He turns around,
supposedly
to leave, but he suddenly jumps and lets out a surprised yelp. Then the next level begins. Trap Towers. Trap Towers is a level with already a pretty large difficulty spike in the normal game, given the name. There are traps everywhere, and it's pretty hard to
maneuver.
Since Pandora had been getting used to the game's controls over the past few months, though she was able to play without much issue, she couldn't help but be
distracted
by a few key details this time round. However, for starters, Robotnik wasn't smiling when he set the traps off, and he didn't even say anything. He's just nervously pushing the button. On top of that, each trap also had that weird fleshy look the last level
centipede
robot thing had. It was especially apparent here, due to the amount of traps and obstacles. Instead of looking sharp and metallic, they looked soft and vulgar. Not like you be impaled by its spikes, but rather you perish from the sheer weight of it almost. The weight of it alone. All of the traps in the level were like this. Like if they stood still, you could see the rise and fall as if it could breathe. Gameplay-wise, the level was roughly the same as normal. A run of the level, just like most levels up until now, and who would have guessed it? Mighty was wanting a challenge at the end of the level. You guessed it, like Sonic in Desert Dodge, the path was narrow, trying to avoid Mighty, proving to be useless, and he makes contact with Ray. He holds up Ray.
Not bad, Freddy.
He holds up Ray by his head before throwing him into the air and then yanking his wing. The screen again cuts to black before Pandora could see anything happen, but it was pretty clear by what was happening to Ray. Mighty then turned to the screen, simply laughing at Pandora's failures before jumping off again. And like before, the game waited for total silence to play the cheery result screen. At least her score was pretty good. You get the gist by now. Ray needed to recover, so it was time to play as Sonic. Sonic's
portrait
looked way different than before. Though he was missing an arm, there was a big bloody spot on his head, covered in bandages. It looks like during his recovery time, he got taken care of. He still looked pretty terrible, though, and he looked pretty angry. Without any other choice, Pandora chose Sonic. During the level transition, Eggman was still in front of his computer, watching everything happen. There looked to be something next to him, but they are too shadowy, but seems clear, and Pandora couldn't tell who it is. Eggman looked at them and chuckled nervously, but then shadowed fingers raised the hand. Eggman slowly frowned before the screen turned black. Eggman could be heard screaming. Then the next level began. Landslide limbo! Woohoo! Before getting into this level, there was one key detail when the level began. Eggman approached this to start the trap again when he normally isn't present by this point. When he approached, though, he wasn't smiling. He looked pretty upset, actually. One of his arms is missing, and a part of his mustache is shorter, and
Messier,
like it was torn off. His nose is bleeding, and one of his goggles is cracked. Pushed a button to activate the trap on his good arm. Onto the level itself. Landslide limbo looked downright
grotesque,
just about everything but the ground had that fleshy look that only the robots had
previously.
Traps were things like bone, flames emerging with mouths breathing fire. Everything had vines and had rise and fall. Things really were breathing now. There was no doubt of it. Of course, in terms of level design, everything was the same. But aesthetically, the level graphics were alive. Sonic himself also played slightly different. He wouldn't run as fast, and his jump steam did not go as high as it should. All of his sound effects were lower pitch, and his scream when hurt sounded like pained grunts that
comical.
The robot at the end of the level almost had human features. The whole thing was covered in skin and looked vagrantly hairy. The saw blade had teeth on them, and the fire spitter looked like a mouth that simply had bad breath. Like before, you're intended to break it. Upon breaking it, it exploded in a pit of bones and various organs. Under the debris, though, is Mighty again, ready to race. Running through the level, which normally had the entire ground breaking, and threw it backwards. All the ground had been replaced with engraved wads of flesh. Due to Sonic's slower speed, Mighty actually catches up this time. When he catches Sonic, and then grabbed him by his other leg and started to tear him in half. It seems his limbs looked to stretch further in order for him to rip him more effortlessly. As he ripped Sonic more, his screams got more and more intense. Right when the actual tearing happened, the screen quickly turned black. All that could be heard is flesh tearing, followed by Sonic screaming slowly coming to a stop. Mighty doesn't even say anything this time around. The results screen just played, but Sonic's icon didn't show up and the music didn't play. Just the ring count and whether or not Pandora received a bonus, which she didn't.
Damn, not here.
Characters select once again. Sonic's silhouette is gone, leaving just Ray, who seems to have both his arms in cast. His wings, which were pulled off last time, were attached to the whole length of his arm. So the injury put both of his arms in cast. Makes sense. He didn't move them, despite that, though, to play at them. The level transition played again. The shadowy figure gone, and Eggman looks to be leaning back in his seat, relaxing almost. The screen shine on his face as Ray moved on to the 6th level, Wild Water Way. The water in the level was strange. It was a mixture of the color red, yellow, pale green, all sorts of body fluid colors, which was rather gross. Pandora thought. She knew Kyle's mind was fucked up.
Look, I'll even draw a face on myself so you can tell me apart from other sexy wooden men you may find along the way.
But this is just nasty. The bridge looked to be made out of human skin with intestines as the rope holding it up. When the trap set off, another Eggman intermission thing happens, and Pandora expects him to calmly push a button like he did before. But when the static clears, it shows something much more sinister. Eggman is laid back in his chair, but not because he's relaxing. It's because he's dead.
Stop! He's already dead!
Leaving Pandora paralyzed, staring at it.
In the time she's stuck, the bridge breaks and she goes into the water.
The oncoming
Propeller
looks to me made of tongues. The turtles is just a skeleton, and the mines are kidney stones. The caterpillar-like enemies now look to be giant tapeworms, and the clams are closing arteries. During the rock climbing areas, it almost looks like skin, and it spewed out that same red, yellow, and greenish liquid. During the area, the rafts were just big bones. The place was straight up disgusting, and just as you expected, Mighty was waiting at the end of the level. Pandora tried running, but Ray didn't move. He looked like he didn't want to. No matter what Pandora did, Ray just wouldn't move. He looked like he had just accepted it. So of course Mighty caught him, with the only thing she could hear being a really squishy ripping noise. Same as before, the result screen played without Ray's icon and music, and still no bonus. Now there were no characters selected, just to the level transition where Eggman's body was still laying. Mighty's icon went to the final level, Eggman's tower, although it seemed to be remained to Xenopolis' lair.
Zephaniah.
Zephaniah. Xenopolis. I'm gonna say Xenopolis. The same rotten Mighty walked through Eggman's tower. Pandora had no control of him and was forced to watch the entire tower have that fleshy look for everything else. But it felt like it was the most intense here. It cannot even be described. This is what Mighty believed to be an ideal home. Everything is alive and breathing. Everything is out to get you, and he is the true ruler. He walked all the way to the final room, where you normally find Eggman. Eggman is still sat in his chair, but the bodies of Sonic and Ray are also there, lifeless on the ground. Mighty sits on a throne in the center of the room, and makes himself comfortable, his throne facing the direction of the screen, right at Pandora.
Greetings, my dear. I must thank you for playing my little game. We had so much fun, didn't we? Yes. You may have thought it was over, but there's one last round. One final lap.
Mighty began to snicker as he snapped his fingers in game. The bodies of Sonic, Eggman, and Ray were standing. Still damaged, horrible looking, but standing.
Lead them all out. Help them escape. I will restore the world and spare your realm if you succeed. But if you don't...
Mighty began to laugh as he floated into the air. A timer of 55 seconds began, and Pandora immediately took control of Sonic, who was slow due to his legs being, broken. This final laugh is in reference to the ending segment of the game, where whichever character you're playing as must run to the exit of Eggman's tower before it self-destructs. So Pandora was to send everyone out in 55 seconds. It should just be enough time, she thought. She hadn't into account the fact the characters are all severely injured. Sonic reached the exit after 25 seconds.
Have a nice ball, you stupid bitch.
Stands and waits at the door. As Pandora took control of Ray. His legs aren't injured, but he still runs a bit slower. He made it to the door in 20 seconds, leaving Pandora with just 10 seconds to get Eggman out the door. She had highly doubt she'd be able to do it in time, but Eggman didn't run. His knees seemed to be broken, so he rolled down the steps. It was much faster. He was going to make it! Just when Pandora could see Sonic and Ray as the exit timer goes off. The screen shakes and turns while the camera pans to outside the tower. It collapses, and everyone inside falls with it. Mighty descends from the air in front of the screen, laughing maniacally. His body looked to be more and more rotted until he turned into a pile of mush in the ground. Pandora thought maybe his unstable body couldn't take that much movement until it started to
wriggle
a little, and then some more, and suddenly a little ward jumped out of the pile that was once Mighty. Had the worm been possessing Mighty? It began to laugh again for a long time. Pandora waited for him to say something else until it went on for too long. She goes to turn off the game.
Apologies, but I am in control now.
Her full computer crashed. She tries to turn it on again. Nothing happens. No matter what she did, her computer won't turn back on.
Nothing's working!
Wait, SpongeBob! We're not cavemen! We have technology!
She tries everything. Nothing. A couple of days pass, and it comes time for Pandora, Gregor, and Kyle to meet up and discuss the game, how the game came out, any bug fixes, stuff like that. When they all met together, Pandora is immediately pretty pissed, but she decided to
patient
and see what Gregor says first.
I found little to no bugs. Everything controls great, sounds great, looks great. I'd say it's one of our finest ports. It's great having you here, Kyle.
Kyle seems a bit proud of himself for that. He then chuckles.
So, how about you, Miss Pandora?
You can guess where this went. Pandora let loose on Kyle a little bit. She calls him dangerous and an utter madman for what she had to go sit through.
Got you pretty good, huh?
This response only makes Pandora angrier. It was much more than some lighthearted joke. She thought there was something seriously wrong with this boy's head. As things continued, she began to describe the event, Mighty being a corpse, killing everyone, the living,
scenery,
all of it. Kyle began to stop.
Miss Pandora, I didn't add any of those things.
Pandora thinks playing dumb at first, but he continues his explanation.
I made the rotting Mighty you mentioned and a couple more sprites, but the biggest thing was some small AI that decided what sprite showed up. It was supposed to only be a fucked up looking Mighty, maybe a fucked up Sonic or Ray. I don't know anything else about what you saw.
Gerard
begins to think that Pandora was over-exaggerating because she didn't seem to like Kyle all that much to begin with, until Pandora mentions one key detail. She has pictures. As she played the game, she was taking pictures of everything on her phone because she somehow knew something was going to happen, and someone would doubt her. So she pulled up her phone, and lo and behold, she had receipts. The images is really upsetting to say the least. Gerard finds himself sick, and Kyle is pretty disturbed by it too.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that.
Pandora is stumped, as is Kyle, and Gerard doesn't even know where to stand on this. It's just a bit too late to harp on things now, so Pandora had no choice but to believe Kyle's word. In the meantime, try to get her computer fixed. She tries to take it to multiple shops, but no one can seem to fix it. The amount of money she's burned on one computer is kinda crazy, but it is an important computer. It has all her work on it. She's able to get the computer entire context on a hard drive. She got all of her work saved. She unfortunately has to get a new computer, but it's fine, right? Once it's all set up, she gets ready to plug in the hard drive. She goes to plug it in when she realizes something. If her previous computer's entire context is on this hard drive, so is that damn worm.
Yesterday was a bit of a doozy.
A doozy.
Looks like someone ate sugar before bed.